Okay, so the next step up from doing our methods with just say hi is we might want this to be a little more flexible. Oops, I don't know why I misclicked there. Right now our thing just says say hi. That's kind of boring. What I want to be able to do is I want to be able to send in some names into there to say hi to. Um, I could say something like this, right? So now I want it to say hi, but I want it to be like kind of a little bit different based on who I'm saying hi to. So this is going to require us to modify our code a little bit. What I'm doing in here is I'm saying when you run the say hi thing, take into account you're going to say hi to Bob or Casey or Dave or Edward. Okay, we can see our code is a little bit mad. You might see this in your code. It says something like something weird about it's not applicable for the arguments. We might talk about that a little bit later. Really, what we have to do is we have to say now and here public static void say hi, but we want to say we're actually going to take something, and these parentheses are no longer going to be empty. We're going to say something like string, let's say string name. And now you can see, actually, it's really cool. We say string name here. Now, if we look back at say hi, we're saying name is Bob. Now there's something there. If we look before without this, there's nothing there. So what's happening here is we are making say hi is going to create a variable called name, and it's going to be equal to whatever we passed into the method. So Bob, Casey, Dave, Edward, depending on kind of which method call we're making. It's going to behave differently depending on what we pass in. Let's kind of incorporate that into your code because right now it's not really doing anything. We're taking in a name, but we're not actually doing anything with it. So what we could do in here is we could say system out print hello, and then we could say name. So now we run our code, instead of saying hello, 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 as we run this, we can see now it says hello Bob, hello Casey, hello Dave, hello Edward, right? So it's a very cool kind of step up in our code where we can have this thing behave differently depending on what we pass into it. And so this would be called taking in parameters. So we're passing in values in here. Technically, these are called arguments. We're passing something, we're passing a variable into the code, and then we're using it here. Let's see what else we can talk about. We could do, I think sometimes students want to ask about, trying to predict some of your questions. Let's say import thing. Could we use this where we're like taking an input from the user? So that's sometimes something we might want to do. We have to have all this stuff, scanner, scanner, system.in, and then we might say something like string um, person is equal to scanner. Next line. We're taking in something from the user here. So could we use that and then have it say hi? Yeah, definitely. We could say hi to all four of these people. We could also say hi to person. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a specific string. We could just say any string, pass it in here, and we'll do something with that. So we update our code, say like give a name, right? And then we run this. We're gonna say give a name. We'll do Aaron. Keep with our alphabetical order here. So Aaron, we pass in a name Aaron. Aaron's going to get saved in person, and then we're going to pass person into say hi. And then, yeah, that's going to get passed into the method. The method will use that, whatever was stored inside of person, and it'll say hello, in this case, Aaron. So yeah, so that is taking in some parameters. This is a parameter that we're taking in. I guess really clearly what you might identify out of that is like this variable and this variable do not have to match. They can be totally different. That's fine. What's going to happen here is like whenever we run this method, the string that we take in is going to get assigned to name. So no matter what the name of the variable is up here, whether it's person, whether it doesn't necessarily have a variable name, we're going to call it name down here. Um, yeah, what else could we do with that? Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop there. So to recap, in the first one we wrote a method that said say hi. Now we are modifying that to say we could also take in something from the user and then do work with that. So that's kind of increasing the functionality of our methods.